my family said about my ex-boyfriend after we broke up. My grandfather said he knew the first day he met him, that he could see the aquarium in his spine as he circled the room like a lonely shark. He said he had the handshake of a jellyfish, and a smile like the belly of a stingray told me he would always afraid that he would poison my perfection. My sister said there was something about the way he said, "I love you," that sounded like he was asking for directions, like he knew he was a long way from home but wanted the locals to think that he belonged here. She said she searched his face like a road map and only found detours, truck stops, and caution signs. My aunt said, "Never trust a man who thinks he knows more than God," said his extensive reading only made him an expert in fiction, and master's degrees, just like a marriage license, can be folded into airplanes and paper cranes, and neither one of them would keep him from flying away. My mother said he looked like a walking apology, said she knew there was something sorry about him, but she just couldn't put her finger on it. She said he whimpered when he spoke, like there was a dying puppy living beneath his tongue, told me his hugs always felt like he was auditioning for the part, and his declarations of love sounded like he was reading off a teleprompter. My stepdad said he smelled like a man who never knew his father, that he held his head like he promised himself that he would be better than him, told me that his chest was full of shredded newspapers and recycled bits of pimps and scholars, cowards and holy men, and that he was just trying to paper mache himself into a man. You see, they all knew, but they stomached his inconsistencies for my own protection, swallowed their tongues just to see my eyes bright and swollen with promise, willing to let me walk the plank with my blindfolded heart just to see the corners of my mouth point to the sky. And I guess I knew, just like they knew. But you see, we women folk, we always seem to fall in love with their potential, more in love with who they could be than who they actually are. We swallow red flags and bury the suspicions in our guts. We learn to make excuses like Sunday dinners and convince ourselves that his kisses don't taste like venom. You see, a snake doesn't just sneak up and bite you. You always hear a hiss or a rattle. You see it slither or fangs. You just have to love yourself enough to walk away.